Who is this Brandon Crawford? Plus, we have a few waiver wire starting pitchers and some Week 9 sleepers. We'll talk about it next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. As always, make sure to follow and stream us on Spotify. Today is Friday, May 21st. I am Frank Stanfield, joined by Scott White. Brandon Crawford. Who is this fella? He went 3 for 6 with his 11th home run of the season. 6 more RBI. He's 68% rostered. Obviously, we know who he is. He's veteran shortstop for the San Francisco Giants. But what's going on here, Scott? Where do we need to add Brandon Crawford, if anywhere?
I mean, anywhere you need a shortstop, you might as well ride the hot hand at a position where there's not much available out there, and it doesn't look as deep as it did at the start of the season because of injuries and a lot of underperformers at the shortstop position. I'm skeptical it'll continue. We're talking like a 40 homer pace right now for Brandon Crawford when he's only once had a 20 homer season, only once even had a 15 homer season. 34 years old, like you said. I mean, most shortstops are winding down at that age. They're not setting a new career high, but Oracle Park has not been so extremely slanted toward pitchers the past couple seasons, and Crawford has a career high fly ball rate. So, I mean, maybe there's been a swing adjustment here that's playing better with the new environment, and maybe he can be like a 25 homer guy. I think it's possible. Low strikeout rate, that's always been true for him. So there may be something here. He may keep it going, obviously not to this extent, but enough to be a worthy starter.
Crawford, the old reliable veteran on the hitting side. How about on the pitching side? Rich Hill at the Baltimore Orioles continues to get it done. 6 innings, 1 run, 4 strikeouts. He has a 0.99 ERA over his last 5 starts. He's only 55% rostered. Scott, we've been talking about Rich Hill forever now. Why isn't this number higher?
I don't know, because the track record for Rich Hill is good, obviously. 41 years old. Okay. Rays, we were worried they wouldn't handle him like a conventional starter because the Rays do things like that. But this is now 4 of his last 5 outings that Rich Hill's gone at least 6 innings. I mean, that's as much as you could hope for anyone you'd find on waivers. More than a strikeout per inning. The ERA and WHIP, especially the WHIP, both look good. I think he needs to be rostered in a lot more leagues. Yeah.
Scott, is there anything here with Merrill Kelly in deeper leagues? Had a great start on Thursday at the Dodgers. 7 innings, 3 runs, 12 strikeouts to 0 walks. He's allowed 3 runs or less in 6 straight. He's only 18% rostered.
Yeah, 3 earned runs or less in 6 straight, but a lot of those are short outings. And, it's not really... That ERA is not getting better very quickly. It's still over 5. The 12 strikeouts, he only had 12 swinging strikes. So that's, a low swinging strike rate. I think it's only his second career double-digit strikeout effort. Like, not much of a strikeout guy. Yeah, I just think he's too vulnerable in the long run. He'll have an occasional good start, but I don't think there's much to see here.
All right, a name to watch in deeper leagues. Again, Merrill Kelly. We'll pay attention there. Let's get people ready for Week 9, Scott. Who are some 2-start pitchers that you like heading into next week?
There's a lot of 2-start pitchers this week, really a lot on the high end. There are 19 2-start pitchers that I consider must start, which means if you don't have many yourself, your opponent probably has a lot, so you might have to stretch a little to get more in your lineup in a head-to-head league. Spencer Turnbull, coming off a no-hitter, has 2 great matchups versus Cleveland versus the Yankees. Only 36% rostered, so he probably needs to be picked up everywhere just for the 2 starts. And if they're 2 good starts, you might hold on to him. Cole Irvin, he's not as widely available, but gets Seattle in one of his 2 matchups this week. Tarek Skubal has the same good matchups as Turnbull, and he's been pitching better of late. Austin Gomber has looked actually surprisingly good in May. Shown much better control, more than a strikeout per inning. He has 2 good matchups, and he's widely available. David Peterson of the Mets, he's worth considering when he has 2 starts like this. Brad Keller, always worth considering with 2 starts. Justin Dunn for the Mariners has been getting a lot of strikeouts and has 2 pretty good matchups. Matt Shoemaker has 2 really good matchups, Orioles and the Royals. I'm not excited about most of these guys, but again, you might have to stretch a little further if you need more volume in a head-to-head league.
How about on the hitting side, Scott? Some sleeper hitters who are rostered in less than 75% of CBS leagues.
So I like Brian Reynolds just in general. I think he's under-rostered at 72%. The Pirates have good matchups this week. It's a good time to hop aboard, and you'll probably just want to stick with him after that. Could say the same for Willie Calhoun. We've been hyping him forever. He's still only 57% rostered. Miguel Sano he's shown improvement of late. And the Twins face the Orioles and the Royals. Time to pick him up. Ian Happ, he's been on a power surge. So go ahead and pick him up. I just like the matchups, like the handedness of the opponents for Andrew Vaughn and Tyler Naquin of the White Sox and Reds, respectively. So they might be worth using this week, too.
For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. If you enjoyed the pod, please leave a 5-star review on Apple. We'll be back again on Monday. Bye-bye.